So Cafe, attack. One thing that you always need to make sure that you can do on this map in the first opening 30 seconds is stay alive. I know that may sound, Ferris, what do you mean stay alive? Obviously I'm going to stay alive. Not a map where there's about 20 million spawn peaks, so you have to be very, very careful of getting into the building. And right now, talking about getting into the building, Diffuser's almost trying to walk into that mid-floor, but absolutely shut down by Canadian. Sitting inside of the train. Big old LMG. He's as happy as Larry. I don't even know who Larry is, but I know he's happy.
Do you respect the push? Do you respect the chance? I think Diffuser maybe got a little bit too hasty there. Obviously, he's got a bit of support with him. Gaveni now going to hop in and get put to 1 HP. Canadian's got an awesome long line of sight there. If he jumps into the Maestro camera, he could quite easily finish him off. Gonna get taken down elsewhere by NJR. With Gaveni on 1 HP, this isn't looking too good.
Oh, the remaining 3 players just clogged up in towards red stairs. Obviously, they went for something very quick. They've tried to gain control of train right from the get-go, but Canadian has not let them in, and Canadian also has a Maestro camera supporting himself that he can flick onto, and don't forget the HP that Gaveni's on. He will die to 1 zap of that, and oh dear, NJR gives himself up, gives a kill back in favor of Beastcoast, but here comes the Monty, can unextend the shield, can run in now just like he's a blitz, but the coverage is great from DarkZero, making sure that Canadian can stay alive, and Spirits is all by himself. It's inside of mining, Diffuser cold in the floor right in front of him, flashbang to try and keep Canadian at bay, but we know there's 2 hungry roamers ready for him, both of them stacked up inside of Pillar. Another flashbang, here comes the swings almost. There we go, finally, Beaulo, with that long angle, using that ACOG, picks up a quite big kill there, just to get that first round over the board. That first round, Ollie, we talk about it all the time. It's so important, especially on LAN.
Of course, we've got Gunner. He's going to be rocking that Ram, and Gaveni is going to be on the Jackal as well. Beaulo kicking things off with a kill onto Diffuse. That's the 2nd round in a row we've seen him open and picked, and more importantly, Demo, not traded.
No, and the opening pick that's happened, it looks to be he's just tried to slip and get an easy kill, and he's been punished both times because of that, and this seems to be a very similar round as what we've seen previously, where there's just bodies dropping from Beastcoast, and nobody's really responding to that. Nobody else is there to try and kill some of the players from DarkZero. Did you see an echo cam just in the air? I don't even know what's going on there from Canadian, but he sacrificed an echo cam. He got a little bit of information, but I don't know about that one. But yeah, 3 versus 5, minute 30 to go. You've lost the round, which you mentioned, very strong operator, especially for the vertical sites such as Kitchen. He's only managed to get just opened up that top red corridor, and that is it.
You should be able to clear a warden out of a bakery position. It isn't the most difficult thing in the world. Now the stuns start to come in, and we can start to see a bit of a push. Spirits is going to find one, but immediately traded out. Canadian there, just happy to peek out from beside that bomb chassis. Gets a couple of shots into Gaveni as well, and with Gaveni super low, Hot and Cold now needs to try and come to the fore and assist him.
Oh, there we go. Hot and Cold eliminates Canadian. Echo off the board, but I don't think he had any Echo cameras left, I don't think. Maybe he has one, but it doesn't look to be the case. Oh no, Pamba is retaken above, and he's making vertical holes using the shotgun, so this can put pressure on the guys in sight who want to try and get the Diffuser down, and Hot and Cold and Gabby, you can see they're panicking, Ollie. They're trying to just move through the site, but there's nowhere safe that they can sit with that shotgun above. It means that the other players who are still in the site can just start moving up, playing off Pamba's pressure, and get easy kills.
Round 2 already, he's going nuts.
All I hear is, that's all I hear.
All it is expletive. Expletive. Time out from Beastcoast.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he?
I mean, if all Canadian's going to do is scream throughout this entire timeout, you wonder how effective it might be. There's not a long time in these timeouts. He's still not shut up. And there's only 25 seconds left to actually get some important information across.
Still going.
Mint sat there grinning like a Cheshire cat because he knows just exactly what this is doing. A very early timeout here from Beastcoast. And you don't know what the context of that game was. If it was a bit stompy, then it starts to come a little bit, you can understand it a bit more there. But it isn't a popular site, and I doubt that we're going to see it. Spirits, he's keeping himself safe for the time being. This is one of the big problems with Cafe, and Demo, you mentioned, jokingly about getting to the building and staying alive. If you can get a glass on a rooftop miles away that can head glitch the rooftop and just spray through the walls, it is going to put a bit of pressure on. And Pamba's going to feel that here.
Oh, Pamba, are we thinking about a jump out? We could, but no, thinks against it, just instead takes out the drone and jumps up in towards stage. Now there's a player right on the stage window, but he holds firm. He's really worried that somebody's going to be coming over towards that west window. He also got a stim from Beaulo, who has been pretty proficient on the dock. You know, he hasn't really had to do much. It looks like, you know, 4 kills, but none of them have really been big moments. Just been getting kills, and that's a massive one. Finally, we see the first kill go in favor of Beastcoast. Gunner eliminates that Solus, a massive kill on the grand scheme of things whenever you actually think about what Solus can do on a bomb site like this.
Hot and Cold's got himself onto red stairs. Beastcoast have seen the opening pick for the first time in this matchup so far. They've been able to keep hold of it. Canadian tempted to get a little bit loose here. We've seen him play sight pretty religiously in the first 2 rounds, a Maestro and an Echo, but this time he's been unleashed onto the Mozzie.
Right now, this is not looking good for DarkZero. I can see the idea from Beastcoast. They just want to try and get the Monty walk straight in through mining and just try and plant. They've eliminated the Solus, which they know, so denial from below it's really not going to be there, so they're relying on Maestro cameras, but again, you just put the shield in your back, you can just stun that out.
Well, Canadian's going to push himself up now. He doesn't know that this plant is going to be going down. If Hot and Cold gets it, it is going to be extremely difficult. Diffuser planted, and still a heavy presence outside here from Beastcoast. They know they don't need to push in. Beaulo, he's going to find one onto Gunner. Looks like he could be tempted for a bit of a play here, but no, Gaveni instantly shuts him down. The Monty has been dealt with. Canadian, he's going to start disabling that diffuser. NJR could cover him here quite easily. Gaveni going to finish off Nath as NJR picks one as he hops on in, but Canadian stuck it. Balls of steel.
What? I agree, Troy. I agree. How? So, honestly, Beastcoast can just walk in right now, but I suppose, if you're DZ, minute 15 left, and Beastcoast really haven't done anything.
I don't think you need to worry. Beastcoast need to try and put the foot on the gas here. We haven't seen an opening engagement just yet. Beaulo going to be making himself a nice long line. That's one that already Beastcoast have fallen to, just hiding out inside of that train cart and getting a great visibility through into the bottom of that corridor. We have Gaveni upstairs just trying to make something happen. He can do a little bit of vert there on the Ash, but the opening pick is going to come in. Hot and Cold takes out Canadian. Hot and Cold immediately going to hit the drop there. He feels like this is free. If he's getting covered from above, he can almost certainly get this plant down. There's nobody here to deny it. NJR there with a little bit of cover, as well as Gaveni on that door. With those track stingers sent out, it is going to be extremely tricky now to retake into this. And, well, DarkZero, they're on the back foot.
Beaulo with the ACOG, trying to see if he can find some of these longer engagements, but we know that Beastcoast will just filter back out. They'll hold their angles. Nath will find a kill on the Spirits, and now DZ are on the lead. They're in the lead to see if they can maybe try and get the retake, but Gav in such a passive position. He has access straight onto the top of the diffuser, and Hot and Cold hasn't moved his feet. He's still here, and they start running at him. Gav appears. He does get traded off, but the job has been done. 7 seconds. No time left for Pamba to get anything on the board. Beastcoast, finally, we see a round from them.
Good initiative there, I think, as well.
Do they know about the clash? Do they know about Canadian yet? Wherever a clash is, they should go to the complete other side. That's the way it should work now. So I'm interested to see what the initial idea is from the attack. You know, where is Hotton going to go? He has the diffuser in hand. That's always the player that you look at. It looks as though it's gearing up towards that kind of white side, but they haven't went through the process yet, Ollie, of actually clearing out VIP and restaurant. You know, and they don't really have the operators to do that. You don't have your Grim. You don't have a Capital. So this is going to be difficult. Maybe a bakery now. They're going to rotate it.
It looks a little bit unsure, doesn't it? We've got the track stingers going in now. Could be a little bit of a bait as well, don't forget. They have heard the clash or realised they might be thinking, well, we need to try and switch this up. Looks like DarkZero are throwing the kitchen sink at stopping them from coming through Freezer there. There isn't everybody pushing through Freezer. Hot and Cold, he's going to make his way through Prep immediately and aggressively hops on over. He's going to try and make something happen here, but he's waiting for assistance from his team. You can see the pings going out there as Diffuser looks to try and put a couple of shots down range. Pamba, he's going to start getting chunked down a little bit as well. Beaulo also low, but with only 20 seconds left and Gunner going down, it isn't ideal. Canadian, what's he doing? He's going on a walk. He's taking himself off upstairs, but Hot and Cold's in the side getting the plant down, and Spirits has got the cover. Beaulo goes down. that plant's likely going to be confirmed, and all of a sudden it's a very difficult task. Canadian, where were you when DarkZero needed you the most? Now we're in a 3 versus 3.
But what this has done, though, they know no one's above. They can try and retake from the vertical angles, and they can still use Canadian as almost a drone to try and find these remaining players. He knows there's going to be one guy outside. Oh, almost Diffuser catches him as he went for that swing, but Diffuser is in such a good position. Houghton still in the sight. He has the Monty. Another one lines up for him. Oh, a massive batch right to the skull of the smoke, and another one for Houghton. Oh my days, a huge round for Beastcoast.
We've got a game on our hands now here, folks.
Again, you still have this Monty from Hot and Cold. He's done a great job on it, apart from that one mishap that he had, but, you know, it was a big character in that last round, and oh, is he up against him again? It is. It's the wartime veterans going at it inside of trade, and Hodge is going to push straight up, and here we go. No, he's been baited. A long angle being held by NGR, gets it down, and Canadian going to finish it off with a shotgun. The Monty is off the table.
Spirits will come through with the trade, and Gaveni is ready to collect here. That's a freebie if ever you've seen one. Can swing, looking for a second, but that is advantage Beastcoast for the time being. They do have Gunner out there on the rappel. The diffuser should be able to be recovered, but it might not even get down to that. Gaveni's going to take down Pamba, and he's not done there. He's going to be continuing on and looking for more. He's got his eyes set toward Pillar at the moment. There is going to be a player just inside of that reading door area. NJR, real hot spot that he's found himself in, with Beaulo playing up above. What can these two cook right now? Don't forget the Deimos is still going to be active, and NJR will be getting spotted out on that. That Vendetta is not going to give a damn about any of those soft walls. It is going to rip right through, and you can see just one bullet there deals so much damage. Diffuser, he's going to end up taking down Beaulo. He was trying to self-revive himself. The plant is going down. NJR finds one, but it's not enough. He's now in a 1 versus 3, making a 1 versus 2. He's picked up 2 on the round. This is going to have to be massive. The drone going to call him out. 2 players retreating up that white stair. They do have time to relax, take a breath, and get himself set up. We also have a player out on the rappel now. This is a great position that Beastcoast have got themselves in. NJR looks pretty dangerous for a time. I'm not sure he's going to be able to find the long arm angle onto that. He's looking for it though. But is any of him going to be exposed? Gunner, I don't think you can see him from the window, but NJR comes off. He knows that the pressure is mounting. He knows it's a 2 versus 1.
Huge comeback from Beastcoast.
Beaulo's going to be starting things off on the good old sledge. We do have a Deimos being brought by Pamba this time. A couple of quiet players on the side of DZ. I think someone that we would look toward as being a big player, a big moment player. Could be someone like Pamba, of course. Yeah. Currently sitting 2 and 3, not really getting involved too much. Nay, 3 and 4. It's not been a high kill game by any stretch. NJR and Beaulo have been doing a lot of the lifting work in terms of the kills, and with some of the quicker rounds earlier on, it's expected that that is going to be the case. But equally, to the side of Beastcoast, we see some good individual moments, but again, no one really standing head and shoulders. We've got Gaveni and Houghton both on 5 at the moment. That's not really who you would expect to be picking up a majority of those kills.
Pamba in the alert position downstairs on that Deimos, of course. We've seen Beastcoast use that operator. It was extremely well done. You play him as lurk, and then whenever you get a man advantage, distract somebody, kind of checkmate that player, go for that 1v1 engagement, win that, because your Deimos, you can see him for the walls, quite easy. But at the moment, it's going to be DZ on the back foot, and 2 kills in quick succession. Gav and Diffuser will pick off NGR and Beaulo alike. Nafe has tried to get a kill back, but nothing comes off it. Down goes Pamba. Spirit rips him apart. And this is a very poor round from DZ, a 2 versus 5, minute remaining. No kills coming back in favor of DZ. I say that though, Canadian has got 1 back for Spirits. But Nafe is really struggling, Ollie, on this top floor just to find anything.
We look at the health available on Canadian as well. He's not got too much to go. Unfortunately for him, there's no Legion in play at the moment. Nafe, he sees the barrel of the gun and will find a first. It's going to have to be the first of a couple though if they're looking to try and level things up here. Still 2 versus 3 and not really working off too much information here, it seems. NJR's flicking a couple of drones, but aside from that, we haven't really got too much going on in the cameras. Nathan gets a shot at a second, but they will be allowed to rotate out of bathroom and get themselves likely to the top white position. Canadian looking maybe to go a little bit more direct now. Is there anything that he can find vertically? getting caught out on that wood, and that will be giving quite a bit of info away. They are now going to double up, but immediately get banged there by Hotton, and the C4 is likely going to do the rest. But no, Gunnar sneaks in and collects that final kill. Not much left on Canadian there, so any splash damage from that C4 would have done it. But Gunnar said, hang on, I fancy a bit as well. With the way that Beastcoast play, it's not like they're setting themselves up a fort. There's no army. They're not building a base. They're looking to just be quite fluid and pick up kills wherever they are required. But if you're getting grimmed out, Damost, and there's Capital fire arrows coming your way, it is not going to be a fun time if you've not got much util of your own as a defender to save you. Spirits thinking about a quick run out there, and he's going to be successful, but no, the Claymore! Brilliant game sense there from Beaulo to place that Claymore. It's not a very popular Claymore, I'll be honest with you. And Spirits was really cautious. He opened the double and looked at both sides because he didn't want to get caught out there and didn't even imagine that someone would have put one on the corner.
Oh, and it's worked out really well because another kill comes in for DZ. Hot and Cold has got a kill back with the pistol, but there we go, 2 kills back in favor for DZ, and Hot all by himself, and his position will be known because he did get a kill previously down here, and this will give DZ just the access to move on up. He does have the shotgun in hand and almost dies to nades that has been tossed to him by Canadian. Hot and Cold with a pistol. What can he do? Can he get it? No, misses the man. That would have been an important kill. That would have been the diffuser. Tries a swing onto pillar, but Pamba says not today.
Not only that, but that DMR is a devastating weapon to boot.
There isn't really much that the defense have to try and defend Bakery. They have the Runegates and that's it. There's no Wamai, for example. It would have been very helpful whenever you're dealing with the Capitao. So I think this is free real estate for DarkZero. They can walk into Bakery with very little ease. You know, there's not one C4 and impact. That's really the only thing you need to worry about in terms of the Monty, what he needs to fear. I suppose, of course, you have the Oryx, for example, but look, hey, that's not an Oryx, that's Gunnar. He's just been stabbed right before our very eyes, and that's the first pick, and look at this. Again, DZ, very similar to Beastcoast, they're trying to just prod and poke at both sides, and they're not really showing their full hand.
Well, they don't need to right now. Pamba, he's in a position to try and cut through this site at the moment. He won't have got a glimpse there. I believe the player transitioned just behind the small counter in front of the bomb. Diffuser, he's getting fire arrowed out now, and his moments are numbered. He's live info on the drone there for Canadian, and immediately taken out. The nade comes through from NJR. Nate, he's going to add on to the pain. Pamba's joining the party, and Spirits is left all on his own. Picks up one onto Beaulo. When you're facing down against 4 players, one of them being a Monty, it's never going to be easy, and that's not even a breach that he can get out of. He's in a coffin right now, full white flash, picks himself another. Canadian playing to the win condition, getting that plant down. As soon as that shield's extended, it is going to be very difficult for Spirits, and the rest of the players can just start to try and back off, but no, they're just going to hand him some exits here. This isn't a round that Spirits should be allowed to win. But he has managed to pick up 3 kills in the process.
Oh, look at Nate.
He's just going to immediately aggress. Does he know that the player is going to be upside down? Canadian, don't be dropping that shield. You've got to be super careful here. 20 seconds left on the clock. Nate on the upside down repel. Does Spirits know? He's looking. Not looking in the right direction, though. That's giving him the heads up, but Nate finishes him off.
So I think right now for Beastcoast, it's trying to steady the ship. Don't give DZ that first pick where they can rotate that extra round. Don't allow Pamba to have that lurk roll anymore. Making sure your trade game is being covered off. And I think having the utility, I think also having the Doc as well, knowing you're up against a Capital, where if Doc is playing, you know, a bit of a suicide position in towards the back of Cocktail, the flames aren't going to affect him. You know, I like that little change as well.
Canadian straight in here, and he's got the kit in his pocket. He's going to be using an impact TMP to get rid of the mute there and allow that wall to start getting open. Gaveni getting put under pressure. There is going to be a Doc, but can Doc get a stim to him? Diffused is going to be playing just over inside of that cocktail area. He might not be able to get a line without exposing himself.
It just doesn't look fun playing against DZ right now. It really doesn't. There just seems to be a player just everywhere. And yeah, Beastcoast are really succumbing to the pressure, the push potentially coming in from the Capital, but Gav sits down Beaulo, Pamba onto Gunnar. Here comes the Monty though, Gav. Here comes Canadian, and he's going to need to try and get out of there. Diffuser still alive upstairs in the back of Cocktail, but here comes Canadian again. He just takes it one after one after one, and he's gone as well. They're terrified of the old man. He's like the old man across the street. He won't give your ball back.
Gaveni finally going to get juiced up now. But that top floor is in the firm hands of DarkZero. What can they do with it in this 50 seconds? They're going to pick up one onto Diffuser. NJR going to deal with that. Canadian's not done. He's dropped into laundry. He's got himself straight in there. You better hope that that doesn't give him a rotate out, Spirits, because you want to keep him locked on in there. Spirits, he's seeing the full force here as NJR picks himself up yet another. Gaveni and Spirits, the only two left standing here from Beastcoast. They're going to find a couple of kills.
Whoa.
Spirits picks up 2. He draws for the pistol. They might be able to 2v1 here onto Canadian, and they're going to do it. Nate's left him high and dry. Finds one onto Spirits. It's a 1 versus 1. There's 15 seconds left. There is a long time here. Full white flash waiting to go through. The swing comes out, draws for the pistol, but Nate makes it happen. I'm not sure if Hot and Cold there got a glimpse of the shield. It just depends on how far he went round that corner there, but Canadian, he's framing up for something in and around the freezer. He's got the wall open, waiting for that vert to be done by Pamba upstairs. There is a ram in tow as well. Nate's going to be sending out another one of those boogies right about now. So we've got the red hallway ripped up. We've got some floor missing as well inside of Train, and a bit of shorty action just to clear some of that debris. Camera there getting spotted out as Valkyrie makes an appearance, I believe, for the first time in this match. Usually a bit more of a staple on Cafe, but with so many options at this point, it's not always brought.
Well, time is slowly moving away from DarkZero, and they still haven't attempted, of course, with the VIP restaurant execute that you need to go for a big kill. You take down Bamba, you take down the vertical player that would like to be up there trying to support his team. Oh, here comes Canadian. Where's he going? Where are you going, Warden? And you're out of there. Again, just that change the Monty Ollie, where he is such a threat now with getting kills. At second to none, Canadian! Pistol whips Hot pulled in the next week.
Canadian's not finished on this Monty. He is out for more. It's still a 3 versus 3, and we've got to be cognizant of that. He can't transition through that rotation, and Gaveni needs to be dealt with here inside a coat. He's going to be full white. NJR's going belt and braces. He's not taking any chances. Going to send another one in. The mag is empty, and NJR knows it. Hops in, gets caught out by the goo, but it doesn't matter. 17 seconds left. Another kill comes in from the hatch. Bolo's replaced Pamba on that top floor. Diffuser, this is your time to shine, but no, cut down by NJR, taken out, and Canadian can finally let out a scream again.
Oh boy. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just Canadian, that aggressive Monty. Just, that was the game changer in that last round, because again, time was really getting away from DarkZero. They didn't have a lot on the clock. You have to say the way NGR played that 1v1 against Gav was very well done.